How dare you call yourself a journalist?
These protesters are yelling at reporter Tim Pool.
I'm not going to let them bully me out of reporting on what they're doing.
Pool's part of what some call the new media, reporters who work for themselves and often cover things the mainstream media miss.
The news you're getting comes straight from me and straight from the source on the ground.
That brings them viewers. More than 1 million people subscribe to Pool's online channel. Here he's videotaping Antifa protesters who try to stop him.
Tim Pool is getting blocked yet again.
The Antifa de-escalation team, they actually called it, said don't touch him. And so they actually made sure people didn't touch me, which is good.
Antifa has a de-escalation team?
Yeah, they have people who try and make sure nobody, no one from their side starts it because the cameras are rolling.
You call yourself a person of the left, and you worked at Vice.
Yeah.
But now you're mostly criticizing the left.
This really strange faction of people on the left that are saying ridiculous things that make no sense. They're hurting the left, and they're helping Donald Trump.
Trump gets voters who watch those protests.
Yep. If you look at this protest in Portland, a Bernie Sanders supporter showed up with an American flag to protest against the fascists. And so what did Antifa do? Cracked him over the head with a club, put him in the hospital with a concussion.
Pool won fans with his coverage of the Covington school conflict.
All of these big news outlets, even the Washington Post, CNN, they immediately made the assumption he must be a racist sneering at this Native American man. I didn't make that assumption. I just see a guy banging a drum and a kid with a weird look on his face. So I looked at some other videos.
And posted his own video explanation.
The initial narrative that we heard from the activists was that this kid got in this man's face. You have just seen right now, it's actually the other way around. No one else watched the video.
How could that be? No one watched the longer video?
Nope. Here's what happens. One left-wing journalist says, look at this racist. His buddy sees it and says, wow, look at this racist. And then it's a big old circular game of telephone where no one actually does any fact-checking. And then New York Times, Washington Post, CNN all publish the same fake story.
Pool and Reason's Robbie Suave told the true story.
That's a complete misreading of the situation. That's exactly backward.
Pool doesn't have a college degree or even a high school degree. I like it that you're a high school dropout.
Yeah, me too.
Instead of going to college and taking on debt, Pool just started videotaping what interested him.
I went to Occupy Wall Street.
The march has begun. We're now at 13th Street and Broadway for those just tuning in.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
He covered the riots in Ferguson, Missouri.
And that's the first time I've been fired at.
You're an action junkie.
It's not so much the action, but kind of, definitely an adrenaline junkie. I've been skateboarding my whole life. But it was more so, I want to know why things are happening. Some people don't trust the media. I don't know who to believe. Why don't I just go there? I can see for myself. And then it turns out there's one good way to fund that. Tell people what you saw.
He funds his videos with advertising and contributions from viewers. His most popular YouTube video was when he went to Sweden to look at so-called no-go zones. Trump had said there are areas where you can't go.
No-go zones.
Your videos said what?
That it was nuance.
You got lots of views with nuance?
Yeah.
Pool interviewed lots of people.
And they were looting the stores here.
And won viewers by concluding,
they certainly have their problems. But, one side will have you believe it's the end of the world, and the other will have you believe nothing's happening at all.
Pool is now a zealot for free speech.
When I was growing up, it was the religious conservatives that had the moral panic about music and swear words. But today, the moral panic is coming from the left. What happened to the left at Berkeley holding up signs saying free speech? Today, the left shows up with torches and burns free speech signs. That's not the left. And so,
It is the left.
But
it's not the old left.
They want everyone to believe that someone like me, who is a supporter of Bernie Sanders, is a conservative. That way, actual conservatives look insane.
Pool's one of many new media people who are changing how reporting is done.
Independent, uncensored.
I don't agree with everything they say, but I'm sure glad they're out there. They give us more choice.